Hello, how you doing? Recently I was on the Easton Press website and I was looking at a few books, and one of them that I was looking at, anyway, we'll leave this for another day. One of them was Jim Butcher's Stormfront. Jim Butcher's Stormfront. Ever hear of it? It's out now. It's available. But one of the other books I was looking at was David Brin's The Postman. And I noticed that it was almost out. I think they said they had 40 something copies remaining. Whatever. Limited supply, it was almost sold out. The Postman. And I've never read the book before, but I never read the book, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn. But I did watch the movie a long time ago. When the movie came out, I watched it at the theater, never knew anything about this movie. I like Kevin Costner, still do. He's got some good stuff. But I watched the movie and I kind of liked it a lot then. When I watch it now, I don't like it as much. I don't know, I lost touch. But it's my kind of subject matter. Post-apocalyptic, not that I want the world to end, but I tend to be very interested in how people go on after bad things. Because we all expect and we all should understand that from time to time, bad things are going to happen. And that's what separates folks, is how you respond or how you react or how you fare when bad things happen. Anybody can do well in good times. It's when the bad times come that separates the folks from the other folks. Anyway, enough of that. David Brin's The Postman was available on the website in a signed edition, and I said, you know what, I want it. I haven't read the book, but it's a book that I want to read, and it's a book that I want to have on the shelf. And they compared it. I saw people comparing it to my absolute favorite book that was ever written, Alas, Babylon by Pat Frank. I know it's a little different story, but it was compared. So I decided I wanted it. I put it in my cart, and I didn't pull the trigger right away. I had a few books in the cart, and I decided to sleep on it. Meanwhile, I'm shopping on eBay and decided to check it out. And they had several listed on eBay at higher prices than what Easton Press was selling it for. I think I want to say 111 is what Easton Press is asking for it. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, so one person had it listed for less, and I decided I was going to go for it. I bought the one that was a little bit less, and it's come in the mail from a seller on eBay, and let's take a look and see how we fared. If I made a good choice or if I made a bad choice. So here's my book. The box is not that much bigger than the book, but the Easton Press ships them in small boxes anyway, with buffers, folded over ends that protect the ends. It seems to do very well at protecting the books. Of all the books I've gotten from Easton Press in the mail, I was making it sound like I got a million of them. I got a bunch of Easton Press books, but I've probably gotten 4, 5, something like that directly from Easton Press. But 100% of 5 is still pretty doggone good. Never had a book damaged that I've gotten from them so far. Knock, knock, knock on wood. And I hope that streak continues. Anyway, I've never bought from this eBay seller before, as far as I know. And let's see what kind of streak we can get started from this individual. The book came fast. It was shipped media mail. It came out of Palatine, Illinois, and I'm in Central Florida here. So, seller got it to me relatively quickly, quicker than I would have expected. It's the box is slightly larger than the book, and it's got bubble wrap. Looks like wrapped around the corners, in case the corner gets bashed to offer some protection. And it is big. There's gap all the way around. It's wrapped with bubble wrap. It's got bubble wrap on top, a thin layer on the top. And I'm excited for this book, and I'm excited to see if I made a good choice, if I got it in good shape, and all that kind of stuff. Almost there. Let's get this stuff. I love this stuff, man. This stuff here, bubble wrap, is fun. Buddy Rose, we're here to talk about The Postman. David Brin, The Postman. And here's what, when I think of Easton Press, here's what I think of. You got a nice, beautiful leather-bound book with gold embossed, whatever, pictures, images, writing, all that kind of stuff on the spine. And the spine is ribbed. And there's nothing better than a ribbed spine on a book. It looks so nice. And then one more thing that really makes it awesome. Right there, baby. You see that? What does it say? Signed edition. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for. So Easton Press, you got the 22 karat gold gilt page ends. You've got the built-in ribbon bookmark. And here's our front cover. I didn't show you the front cover yet. So here it is. And this is one of those that does a really good job of telling you a little bit about the story. Some of the Easton Press books, and some people have said the Easton Press books, they all look the same. And sure enough, when you put a bunch of them on a shelf and you look at a distance and you don't stare at it, it looks very similar. It's a common theme to the books, a common design, and I happen to love it. My wife, when she looks at my bookshelf, there's a few shelves I've got that she says, I wish your entire collection was like that. The Sun Tup numbered edition stuff, she'll look at there and say, I wish all of your books looked like that. But if I turn the camera down, you'd see my Easton Press stuff right here is another one that she says, that's what books need to look like. Do an entire collection of books like that. And I say, all right, I'm in. But they look good, and I love the Easton Press style. And this is a book that seems, in my brain somehow, to really fit the Easton Press style. Classy books that will be remembered for a long time, and they look good on the shelf. So I showed you the front, I showed you the spine, there's the back of the book. Let's open it up and see what we got in here. So this book came with a certificate of authenticity signed by David Brin, as well as other people, Jeffrey P. O'Neill and somebody else who witnessed it. You can read that signature and tell me who it is. I'm good to go. And it was signed on July 1st, 2019. So it comes with a certificate of authenticity that tells me that my signature is authentic. Also, we get the postman and the author, David Brin, a note about the postman and author. And this is a nice little book. It's nice paper, some kind of cardstock. You can't see. There you go. Can you see that now? On the back, it looks like feels like letterpress printed. A little bit about the book, a little bit about the author. Let's set those aside for a second. I have a feeling they're going to fall out when I start opening things up. Here's our end papers, a very common with Easton Press. Hear that? Nice. It makes me want to look. Looks like a sticker I used to have when I was a kid. Anyway, cool looking end papers. Very nice texture, cool feeling end papers. And here's my signature page. This leather-bound edition of The Postman. The Postman is personally signed by David Brin. And there's the signature page signed by David Brin. This is what I love. I love signed books. And a lot of times in these signed editions from Easton Press, there may be some. They're not chock full of artwork. You get a beautiful book with a signature page, a signature, a certificate of authenticity. So you get some really cool stuff, but you don't get a lot of illustrations. Now I can't say that's always true. I've only got several. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think five of these signed editions from Easton Press. Maybe there's one I can't think of right now. So I don't have a bunch of them. But when I buy when I buy these, signed is what I'm looking for. A beautiful cover is what I'm looking for, and an excellent book is what I'm looking for. You can just give me any old book that's signed and I don't give a hoot about it. But I want an important book, I want an excellent book, I want a book from an author that I love, I want a book that I love. That's the kind of stuff that I collect. So without any further ado, I can think of no more lies to tell. I hope you like my video. I hope you like this book. If you do, jump on Easton Press website. They're almost sold out there. I think it's 42 available as of right now. That would be May the 18th, 2022. And that's about all I can think of. Otherwise, you might have to pay more on eBay, on a secondary market, stuff like that. So I'm going to read this one. If you haven't read it, check it out. Tell me all about it. Tell me what you think. Hopefully, we'll both love it. Can't think of any more lies to tell. So c'est la vie, baby. Thanks. Let's see what I can do. Here's a trick that I taught the kid for the small one. I'm going to show all of you. This is 101 elementary bubble wrap stuff. When you got the little bubbles, you don't always get good pops. So if you want good pops, in fact, let's do it again. You want good pops? Roll it up. Yeah, that's satisfying. Twist it. I taught the kid to twist, and he digs it. So do I. Maybe you think it's stupid juvenile stuff, but way it goes. Recently, I was on Easton Press's website. Easton Press. Recently, I was on Easton Press website.